What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? We are back again, back in effect. We are Twin Flames Unite at it again. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day today. Today was Monday, and
Today's Monday?
yeah, today's Monday. You realize today's Monday?
Monday, yes. Today is Monday.
Y'all. Anyway, let me get that just a little bit more. There we go.
There we
Okay.
go.
And we do apologize a little bit for the tardiness. I think we're probably like 1, maybe 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
So please forgive us.
Hey.
What's going on? What's going on? Who we got? That's Charlene.
Welcome everyone
Yes.
to our channel.
All right. And for those of you all who are just tuning in and you haven't seen this channel before, thank you for logging in.
Thank you. And we have quite a few new subscribers. So if you're new to our channel, welcome. And if you have not subscribed, we welcome you to subscribe.
Yes.
And you guys know we like our thumbs up. So if we are providing you information that's valuable, please drop that thumbs up so we can know that what we're doing is helpful to the community.
And if this is your first time catching a live, just so you know, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha. What up?
All right. And today, y'all, we're going to be diving into another topic pretty deeply today.
Oh, man.
I mean, we're going to be breaking down some terminologies and stuff like that today. But before we get into it, we just want to send a quick reminder to everybody about our webinar that's coming up on February.
Yes.
Did you say February?
What up, Honeydew? Honeydew just came through.
We're talking about just a quick reminder that our webinar on September the 1st is coming up.
Yes.
And for some of you all, you've gotten the opportunity to actually get an email from us about it. So so y'all are real special. But yeah, if you all are looking to sign up for that Shadow Work Net webinar, wow, I'm getting mixed up with my words today.
That Moldavite is strong, baby. It's taking you places.
Yeah, but if y'all want to get signed up for that webinar, it's $44. Right now, I think we have 27 spots left, and we're starting to see people jumping on. So definitely claim your spot before it's gone. All right.
And somebody said, somebody just chimed in. Ashley is here. Hi, Ashley.
Honeydew's in the place.
Honeydew. Everybody say what up to our moderator. Honeydew is on.
All right.
Awesome topic, James. Welcome, James. We got some divine masculines in the house.
Charlene says she's going to be there. Awesome.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing y'all. And the other thing that'll be awesome for those of y'all who are brave enough, it's going to be awesome to see y'all's face, because this is going to be a video webinar, so we'll be able to see everybody.
And for the shy ones, if you don't want to show your face, you can turn the camera off.
Yeah, you can just put up a profile. Just put up a good profile picture so we can see what you look like.
Exactly. And we're going to have a special guest also. Yeah.
All right.
We're going to have a special guest, and that's going to be a little surprise. I'm going to save it for when it gets closer, but very special guest that's going to be on the webinar. She is amazing. She's wonderful. She's been on live stream before. We did a Q&A with her before. She is just wonderful. She's like an angel. So very blessed to be able to have her on the webinar also. She's very insightful.
All right.
So without further ado, we're going to jump right in like we like to do.
So what are we covering today, baby?
We are covering today the consciousness.
Consciousness.
Yes. What is it to be conscious? Because everybody, I'm conscious. I'm in the conscious community. I'm conscious.
Yeah, talking about I'm a conscious sister. I'm a conscious brother. Like, are you really conscious? How conscious are you? And we're going to jump into that today.
Tell them, baby.
We're going to break down some belief systems.
Some today. BS.
Okay. So first of all, to get an understanding of a word, we have to look into the definition. Now, we're going to look at two definitions before we jump into the whole thing. And the first definition we're going to look into is like the Webster's definition of conscious.
Right, and that's the last place you go to find the meaning. That's if you really want to know the real meaning. The last place you're going to look is in the Webster's dictionary.
Yep.
We all know that.
And then the last thing we're going to do for as far as the definition is concerned is look into the etymology of the word. We want to find out where the word originated from and what its original intent is.
Exactly, because they nothing but some good intentions, or bad.
All right, so we're going to jump into it. So from Webster's definition, and excuse me while I read because I didn't memorize this.
Yeah, we have to take notes.
The definition of conscious is to be aware of and responding to one's surrounding or awake.
Woke.
Yes. Now that's to be honest, that definition, in my opinion, is really kind of centered. It gives the surface information of what it means to be conscious.
Yeah, it's a very mundane way of looking at the word conscious. It's a starter point, pretty much.
It's a starter point. And so here we go with some deeper information. We're going to look into the etymology of the word conscious.
Let's break it down.
Now, please forgive me. I may mispronounce some of these words, but I'm going to spell it out for you.
We ain't perfect, guys.
We are not perfect. Okay, so when you look at the origin of the word conscious, it comes from the Latin word conscire, which is CONSCIRE.
Right.
Okay, and when you look at that original root word of it, it means to be privy to. You know, we hear some people talking about you're privy to the information. That's pretty interesting.
Okay, I'm pretty.
Yeah, we're pretty privy. Okay. And so we go deeper into that, because when you look in the etymology, you look at what the word originally meant back in the day, and over time it's like that game you used to play at school where you pass down the phrase, and by the time you tell the first person, when you get down to the last person,
it's
nothing
totally
like
what they said.
So, but this one seems to be pretty consistent. There's a little bit wavy back and forth, but it's pretty consistent. But when you look into the next word, which is conscious, which is spelled a different way, it's spelled CONSCIUS, and then OSU. Okay? OUS. Okay. Now, when you look into that word, it's also based in Latin, and this means knowing with others or in oneself.
Right, which means to know thyself.
Okay. So this goes into what we've been preaching about since day one, man, know thyself.
Exactly.
And we're going to dive into that as well, because there's a certain part of being conscious that doesn't involve knowing what's on somebody else's plate. But we're going to get into that.
We're going to get there. We step by step.
And then the last part of it, when we break down to what the modern day word is today, which is conscious, which is being aware of wrongdoing. Now, you know, it's funny because, you know, when it's talking about being conscious, it seems more like on the love and light side, but we're really talking about being aware of both the light and the dark.
Right. Because, I mean, you can't be aware of the light and not be aware of the dark. That's kind of silly, because one can't exist without the other one.
Yep. So,
Marshawn, you made it! Yay! Everybody say hi to Marshawn.
Marshawn's in the house.
In the house, baby.
All right. So now we've broken down the word conscious, and you have a little bit more of an understanding and hopefully an understanding of what it means to be conscious. Now, when you're thinking about being conscious, you know, so many people try to bash other people, talking about they're more conscious than you, or you're more conscious than them.
Or they're not conscious at all.
Right. And you know what? That's like our skit when we're talking about when you said Osiris was diet woke.
Right, diet woke. That's diet woke. Yep.
Yeah, and you know, some people, everybody is conscious to a certain level.
Exactly.
Now, there's an awesome explanation that my baby has about this, as far as when you shed the light on certain situations.
I posted it on on our Instagram page. If you guys follow us on Instagram. If not, go ahead and follow us. It's twinflame_unite on our Instagram page. That's when we're gonna be, you know, doing our giveaway and stuff like that. So you guys can follow us on Instagram. But I just posted post, and it says everyone is conscious. It's the intensity and the quality of the light that will brighten or dim the perception. So depending on how conscious you are, that will determine how much light that you would shed, and that would affect your perception. You know, however you shed your light on whatever you're viewing, whether it's person, situation, circumstance.
Yep.
So we all conscious.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how conscious are you.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you got that light dim, you're gonna see a few things. But as you raise your consciousness, that light starts to expand throughout the room, and you start seeing chairs. You start seeing other people that's just hiding in the corner.
Right, you start seeing everyone. Everyone you start seeing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much. I think that's going to take us into the other section of to be conscious. What it really means to be conscious, and how to raise your consciousness.
Right. Right. Now, when you're talking about being conscious, you're being aware of what's going on, and in our opinion, the two things that you need to be really aware of is your time and your energy.
Speak on it, baby.
Like, you want to know where your time is going and where your energy is going, because that is going to really tell what's being manifested in your life.
Exactly. And in a nutshell, guys, what this life is, what this mundane life consists of, at the end of the day, guys, it's time and energy.
Yep.
At the end of it all, that's what this life consists of. In this realm of reality that we're living in, life is equal to time plus energy.
Yeah. And when you think about it, you know, for the most part, and y'all can agree with me if you want to agree, but we all want more time, and we all want more energy.
Right.
Now, let's think about where is our time and energy going.
This one's gonna be a real eye opener.
Now, this is something that my baby researched a little bit. You know, she's a scholar in these streets. And when you think about it, for the most part, something that we're always doing is sleeping, going to the bathroom, eating, and working. Because when you think about it, like, you spend probably about 3 hours in the shower or in the bathroom in general, right? And then you spend about 8 hours sleeping. And then you spend, if you're working a 9 to 5, you're working 8 hours. So you're actually working 20 hours a day. You're 20 hours a day doing
bathroom, taking a poop, going to work, sleeping. 20 hours out of the day, you have 4 hours to yourself.
Right.
What are you doing with those 4 hours?
What are you doing with those other 4 hours? Are you watching Love and Hip Hop? Are you playing Fortnite? You know, you have to think about where you're putting your energy into, because if you're in a position where you want to raise your level of consciousness, you have to be putting in that effort, putting in that time, putting in that energy to raise your consciousness.
Exactly. Raising your consciousness. And then that goes into raising your consciousness. Right now we have this thing in the world, especially in the Western world, with the whole competitive vibe, you know?
Thank you for watching us.
Being in competition, you know, I'm at my job, so I got to get the best employee of the month. And, you know, if I'm playing this sport, I have to be the best on the team so I can get this type of paycheck. But what humanity is really doing, and this affects your level of consciousness, what they're doing is they're placing their self-worth, their value of their self in the actual positioning of the competition. So if you're not first place, then you're sad. You know, if your name is not being recognized, then your self-worth is linked to that recognition. So you're feeling low and you're feeling like you're not worth anything.
Yes.
So now the competition now affects your consciousness, because you really, how can you be conscious, right? Think about it. How could you be conscious if your happiness and your joy is in the downfall of your brother and your sister or the next man? Because you can't, if you're not in first place, you're not happy.
And you don't care what's going on with anybody
You don't
else.
care what's going on with a person that's in the 10th position.
Yeah, which is not seeing your brother or your sister. Because in a sense, because if you're being conscious, that means that you're being aware. That means that you're able to see, that you're privy to other information that most people aren't aware of.
Right.
Because when you think about it, most people are like this. They got their cell phone in their hand. They're looking like this. And this is the only thing that they can see, because when you look at your phone, everything else around it is blurred out.
The focus, baby, the camera focus.
So you have to think about it that way, because if you're focusing on just yourself, you can't raise your consciousness by just focusing on yourself, which leads into the next thing, which somebody just asked a question about. How do you raise your consciousness?
Good question, guys. Good question. Good question. And we have it right here, and that's our next point.
Yeah. And one of the before we jump into that, because I'm seeing comments just flying through here.
I know.
And forgive me, y'all, I don't have my contacts on. Thank you so much. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name.
Oh, hello from Canada.
Yeah, we got
from
Canada in the house. Can you replace
money?
And you
can replace people, but you can't replace. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can replace all of that.
Ooh, but not your time. Not your time. That's some people sell their time for $4.50 an hour. Some people sell their time for $8 an hour. What is your time worth to you at the end of the day?
Yep.
What is it worth to you? But a way that you guys can raise your consciousness very quickly is by doing service to others.
Right.
Service to humanity is a very, very good way to raise your consciousness, because you're raising your awareness of your surroundings. So that's a very, very quick way to raise your awareness, is to do service to humanity from the heart.
Yes.
And meditation is another way of doing it, because when you're meditating, you're in the present moment. Good one, Charles. So you're in the present moment.
Yes. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because when you're present in the moment, you're not putting your feelings or your intentions or your labels on the situation. Like, think about it. When you're looking at a flower, right? Now, this may be a flower that you've seen hundreds of times. And when you look at that flower, you start to think back to another time when you saw the flower, which is, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Yes. And Jazzy J, I actually did see your question about the twin flames. I was about to answer that, but we were going into it. But real quick, if you want to learn some more stuff about twin flames, definitely go back, research, and look at our videos. That information is free. I mean, we pretty much dove deep the first couple of months into twin flames.
Yeah.
But if those videos don't do enough for you, definitely book a session with us. We'll be more than happy to talk with you one-on-one about that. But thank you so much for the love. Thank you.
Thank you for the donation, guys.
But when you are when you're conscious and you're in service of humanity, you're trying to get back to where I was going on that. Where was I, baby? I forgot where I was going.
No, you were just talking about the doing service to humanity and how it kind of puts you in a state of oneness. It takes you outside of yourself. You know, it gives you a broader perspective outside of yourself. Yes. Coming out of the mundane way of seeing things and people and circumstances outside of yourself, that raises your awareness so quickly. Yes,
because that is one of the best ways of doing it. Of course, meditation, getting connected with your higher self.
You got to.
It's definitely going to help out with raising your consciousness, because once you raise your consciousness, it's like you know that old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. When you start raising your consciousness, you're able to see the whole forest. Right?
Exactly. And guys, you cannot be conscious if you're enjoying other people's downfall. It's just
Now hold up. We gotta say that one more time, because there are so many twin flames out there. Hopefully y'all are not watching, but if we step on some toes, we're sorry.
Apologize.
But you cannot raise your... Say it again, babe. I can't say... Say it again.
Okay, you cannot be conscious if you're enjoying other people's downfall and misfortune. You just can't. Because that's not going outside of yourself. That's not putting you in awareness.
no. So when you break up with your ex,
Oh boy, here we go.
and you are happy that the girl or the guy that he's with looks worse than you,
Don't do that, baby.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you like
Don't-
UPS.
don't-
I'm coming for
don't
you like a
do
parcel,
it.
baby.
Oh man,
I'm coming
don't
into
do
it.
it to him.
When you like going back to when you get a promotion
Oh, boy.
and Sally at the next cubicle got demoted, like
Don't laugh. Don't. You're not supposed to take pleasure,
so you're not being conscious.
Yeah.
You're focused on self.
right?
You're not looking at the other situation. You're not looking at the
Right.
other perspective. Because when you're able to look at the other perspective, you're able to raise your vibration.
Raise. There you go, baby. There you go. Sorry if you step on some toes, but
I'm
it's the
sorry.
truth. We got to say it. All right. So again, it goes back to everyone is conscious, guys. It's just how conscious. You know, the intensity and the quality of the light that you possess would either dim or brighten your perception. So that's your level of consciousness. Just being aware of, you know, how long you're sleeping, being aware of how much time you're spending in the bathroom. Like, what do you want to do with your time here on planet Earth?
Yeah.
Being aware, being conscious of what you're here and what you're doing. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're sleeping 8 hours out of the day and you realize you only got 4 for yourself, maybe you might want to sleep 6.
Yeah, and you came up with an awesome suggestion as far as being able to save time when it comes to health, for example.
That was a good one too.
Because you know when you are conscious about what you eat, you know you're not gonna go to like the Mexican restaurant and get all that spicy stuff, which is gonna give you more time in the bathroom. You know, you're gonna eat something that's more in alignment with your body, something that
Right.
allows you to flow, so that you can be on like a schedule. You're not in
Right.
the bathroom for 20-30 minutes.
Maybe constipated or whatever have you.
Mhm.
You save time like that, because instead of living in the bathroom maybe 3 hours, maybe now you're an hour and a half. You got you got you another hour and a half.
Yeah.
And your sleeping patterns, instead of sleeping for 8 hours, maybe you can sleep for 6 hours. Look, you just bought you 3 more extra hours. Now you got
Yeah.
6-7 hours versus 4.
Yeah. And believe it or not, y'all, that is being conscious.
There you go.
Okay? It's not so much about who's more spiritual, who's got more knowledge about the stars and alignment. It's not about who's the best tarot card reader. It's
Right.
about being aware of everything that you come in contact with.
Exactly. Somebody said they're afraid of their higher self. Actually,
Oh,
no.
no, don't be afraid of
You
your higher
can't
self.
be afraid of your higher
because
self.
that is going to bring you a breakthrough.
No, sweetheart. Fear is a very low vibration, first of all. So if fear is running your life, then love is absent, because fear and love is not going to exist in the same space.
No.
Okay, they're opposites. So they're not going to exist together. So if you're in fear of something, love is missing.
Yes.
So you might want to start loving yourself more, doing a lot more unconditional self-love,
Right, right.
more nurturing to yourself. Don't. Why is everybody afraid of their higher self?
don't be, because you know and you know what, and this is me practicing what I preach. Because if I was at the point where I first woke up and somebody tells me that in order to get in contact with my higher self, that I'm gonna have to go through some things that I don't want to go through, I'm gonna have to face some traumas that I've been sliding over to the side for like eons, that can be a scary situation, and it was a scary situation.
Right, babe.
But because we were able to go through that and go through the fear, we were able to get to the part of love and understand the fullness and the greatness that comes with being connected with your higher self.
It is a benefit. It is a great benefit, because I see a lot of people saying they're afraid to open their third eye. They're afraid of so many things. Like fear, it's so dense, and everything that you desire, everything that you love is on the other side of fear. Even love is on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
So it's like a barrier, it's like a blockage. And so if I encourage you, like if you have fear like of the unknown or fear of certain things, we definitely encourage you, we invite you to come to our webinar. to figure out where
What
those
that
blockages
blockages
came
is.
from, because I guarantee it's in your childhood.
Mhm.
Within the first 7 years of our lives, that's where most programmings are installed. Our brain
Yes.
is like a computer.
Yes.
And those are what gets buried in the subconscious, and that's what is probably making you afraid. You just don't know why, but it's
Mhm.
somewhere in your childhood.
Yeah.
But with the webinar, we're going to help you to uncover where those blockages started from, where it arises
Mhm.
from, and then we can actually look at it, and then we can actually dissect it and go ahead and remove it.
Yeah. And just one quick note about opening your third eye. Now, there is a disclaimer because Ralph gave us the same disclaimer. Um, if you're not ready for a really life-changing experience,
Oh, yeah.
do not open your third eye.
Just leave it closed.
Because when you open your third eye, there's just certain things that you won't eat anymore.
Right.
You're going to end up quitting your job.
Yep.
You're going to end up losing your best friend because I'm pretty sure your best friend is not on the same
Probably
level
not
that
on
you're
the same level, and if they decide to rise up with you, then that's great. But
Awesome.
if they're not, then more than likely you.
Yeah, because opening your third eye can be a lonely journey.
Very.
Now, it's a beautiful thing when you can find your twin flame, like, got my
Right.
baby here. Mwah. It's a beautiful thing when you're able to find your twin flame
Right. Or your
or
soulmate,
yeah.
or your counterpart, however you want to say. It
Mhm.
is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But you do got to kind of go through some clearing and some healing,
Mhm.
because we've all had on some level, trauma in our life or whatever have you.
Yes.
And because of the experiences that we've had in our past, it does depict the decisions that we make. And
Mhm.
until we have that clarity, that discernment, and that discernment comes once we've gotten rid of all those blockages and all those traumas, that we'll be able to make better life decisions,
Yeah.
more purposeful. You live life on purpose instead of living life on accident and being anxious all the time.
Yes.
You're able to live life more purposeful, and then you have more meaning to your life because you have that discernment, and you get that discernment from having that connection with your higher self.
And that's a perfect segue into the next part that comes into being conscious, because there are certain people who are conscious but they're pretty much following other people, but then there are people who are conscious that are actually searching for the truth.
Ooh, the seekers.
And we're talking about the difference between being a believer and being a seeker.
Truth.
Okay? Because when you look into most beliefs, right, in order for a belief to be something that's understood universally, I guess you could say, is that you have to have other people on that bandwagon.
Right.
Okay?
BS.
Like if you would, like in order to believe that paying taxes is something that's lawful, you have to believe
you got to have people,
everybody else that's telling you that it's lawful.
Right. You got to have people believing it with you.
But
so if you don't have people believing it with you, you're going to be standing alone, the cheese standing alone, and you're going to be the only one paying your own self-taxes. But if you have a bunch of people around you, surrounding you, that have that belief, that share that same belief with you, it's not necessarily true. It's just a belief. It's you don't know if something is true, but you're just going to say, you know what? I don't know what this is, but I'm going to believe it.
Yeah.
So you have no clarity, right? But you're believing.
Right, right.
And that means if you have no clarity, you have no sight.
Right. And here's the difference between a believer and a seeker when it comes to this tax thing. I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit of information, right? So believers believe that when you get paid, the federal government is supposed to take money out of your check.
Why you want to go there?
I'm just gonna go there because this is the difference between being a believer and a seeker, because a seeker is going to say, okay, I'm presented with some information. Let me find out if this is true for myself.
Right.
So if you were to go through and research having the federal income tax taken out of your check, you'll understand, and you'll research, when you do your own research, you'll find out that the Federal Reserve the federal income tax is not something that's a part of the government. It's a totally separate entity that has nothing to do with the government.
Right.
It's about the federal income tax paying off the United States debt, which we are not obligated to do.
Right.
But you won't find that unless you research.
Exactly. Remember, guys, govern your mental. So their job is to govern your mind, govern your mental, government. So if you want to govern your own mind, you're going to have to be a seeker, not a believer. Okay? If you but believers, you could put, if you want to put it in a category for believers, you can put that in the category of people who don't really, they're not interested in finding out the truth. They're just going to go along with whatever they say because it's easy. It's easy to do that, you know. It's not stressful. They don't have to do any research. They don't have to question things. They don't have to worry about, you know, their posts being blocked on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're gonna stop it right now just in case somebody watching and got some agents or something on our live and trying to shut us down. Yeah. But you know, that's the difference between a believer and a seeker. Right. It's almost like you know what you were talking about with the boat thing. Tell me about the boat.
Oh, the boat. Yes. So as far as a believer, right? A believer is like, let's say you got a boat, right? You're trying to go someplace. You're trying to go on this excursion. You want to explore, right? So you take the boat, you tie it at the pier. At the pier, you tie it up at the pier, and you got your paddles. So the boat is tied up. You know, you got all the tools that you need, but the boat is tied, and you paddling. And you paddle.
You're rowing because you believe if you row,
you're rowing. You believe
you're gonna go somewhere.
You're gonna go somewhere. And
you in there.
You rowing.
You rowing.
You rowing.
But you still, just like we sitting right here, we have not moved. You know, that's the difference between a belief and a seeker. Because if a seeker, you're gonna take that safety harness off. You're gonna unhook from the pier, and you're gonna row, you're gonna go,
and you're gonna go explore, and you're gonna go find. You're gonna go and you're gonna discover. Because the belief is what's keeping people in the place, in the positions that they're at.
Right.
And then the fear. You see how that fear, how it holds you back from what you really seek? Yes. Fear. Because you're afraid. What are you afraid of?
And that's what it means to be conscious, to be aware. Because, okay, when you look at the definition of conscious, which is being aware of wrongdoing, if you don't go and find out if that actually is a wrongdoing, how do you know?
How?
You know, it's so many people that base the whole faith off of the Holy Bible, and they haven't researched it and found the whole information about what it's actually about, and they're basing their whole faith off of something they don't even have the full knowledge of. That's like taking a puzzle piece that has 200 pieces, and you only got 2 pieces together, and you're basing and you're saying that's the whole puzzle.
Talking about, look at my picture. Ain't no picture. You got 2 pieces.
2 pieces out of 2,000.
But you got a picture. Come on, we got to do some research. We got to do some digging. This is the age of information.
Yes.
There is information at our fingertips. It's no need for us to not know. We need to step out of the era of believing into the knowingness. Man, know thyself. For a lack of knowledge, our people would suffer. There's no need to suffer. You got knowledge all inside of you. You have a whole universe inside of you. Once you start. And it's just the way, there's universal laws that man cannot escape.
Nope.
Not even the government. They can't escape these universal laws, like gravity. What goes up is going to come down. It's just what it is.
Everything is always in motion.
Everything is in motion, as above, so below. These are just things that you just have to learn how to work with the laws of the universe, and the natural laws that govern this multiverse. You got to know them in order to work with them, and then you got to know yourself. Man, know thyself. It's so important to know who you are.
And once again, this is all about being conscious.
Yep.
Because you can't be conscious and cover your eyes.
You can't. There's no bird box allowed in here.
There's no bird box.
You're not doing the bird box.
If you want to be conscious, take that blindfold off.
Take it off.
Take it off. We're call us crazy if you want to. We're the crazies out there taking our blindfold off like it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful out here.
Oh my gosh.
We're just doing too much right now. But wait, did you answer what's the name question with the twin flame?
Let me see. What did it say?
What's the name had a question about the twin flame journey?
Twin flame journey. Let's see. Let me look at that.
I want to hit them with this last thing.
Somebody opened up the 4th hour. Okay.
Boy, you seeing real good.
Yeah.
I know you ain't got no
Chronic
job.
Maybe something in need.
The
And you know what,
chronic
Charlene
needs to
McKenzie, that is so
Facts.
correct.
Facts.
That, and see, that lets me know that you are raising your consciousness,
Mhm.
McKenzie.
Doing some work.
Charlene, because in order for you to understand that there's a lesson to be learned, instead of just bashing a person for breaking your heart, that means that your level of consciousness has risen.
Risen, girl. Risen. You better do this.
Yeah, because there are lessons to be learned, whether you want to know it
Exactly.
or
It's a data collecting game. This is what
Yes.
Earth is. We come here to collect data. So go on and collect your lessons.
not. Okay.
So what's the name? Had a twin flame question?
I didn't see a twin flame question.
You said you was gonna get back to it, and then you
No, I think I touched on
You
it.
touched on it?
about how they can go back and look at the videos. And
Oh, okay, that's
stuff.
what she was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have one to hit on y'all right now. I'm gonna hit this one on y'all right now. I've been saving it for last. Saving it for last. All right. So, my people, my loved ones. You know how we always like to say, proud. Like me. I used to say this. Ooh, I'm a Caribbean girl. I was raised in the islands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I'm from New York. I was raised.
New York.
I was raised. Everybody always from someplace and was raised, right? But when we really think about what that really means to raise something, right? You really only raise sheep and cattle. That's what you raise. You raise sheep and cattle. The reason why you raise sheep and cattle is because you're raising them first. All of them are doing the same thing.
They're
Okay?
eating, pooping, and being slaughtered.
Exactly. For a purpose, for a cause. To bring in energy or money or whatever for the farmers or whoever, right? But they're raising them all for the same purpose. They're being raised the same way. Now, when it comes to human beings,
Which is
the human, okay? When it comes to the human beings, when it comes to the humans, they're not supposed to be raised. You're not supposed to raise human beings. And the reason why you're not supposed to raise human beings is because we are all unique.
No.
Okay? Education. Okay? When you educate someone, you're not pushing stuff inside of them. You're not drilling stuff inside of them. You're supposed to bring out what they came here with.
Right.
Okay? You're supposed to cultivate humans, not raise them.
Right.
You got to cultivate your mind. Your mind is like a garden. So it's going to grow for whatever seed is planted in there. So when we came here, star seeds, right? We came here with our seeds. And we're supposed to come here and we're supposed to flourish and we're supposed to bring it out.
Yeah. And
So when you get them stamps, religion, name, creed, all of those are stamps that you're accepting. So what happened to your originality? What did you come here to do? Where did that go to? You just gonna tie it up in a box? What you gonna do with all of that goodness, that uniqueness that's inside there?
Right.
You gonna let somebody tell you, like Alice in Wonderland, what you're supposed to do, what you're here to
When
do?
you look at it, that thumbprint. Nobody has my thumbprint. So why would I learn? You know what? There are basic things that we need to learn. Math, reading is like stuff that you can't go without.
Right.
But not everybody's going to learn the same way. It's like that old analogy of you can't be mad at a fish because it can't climb a tree.
Whew. Spoke on it.
That's not what you're supposed to be. Not everybody's supposed to be a doctor. Not everybody's supposed to be a lawyer. Not everybody can be a athlete. There are people out here that have talents that are hidden inside of them,
Right.
but because society tells them that they should be such and such, that's what they go and do, and then they die, and you got all these skills
In
and
the
all these
graveyard.
talents. There you go.
And then this takes us into what I want to say next is the source of our joy and our misery is inside us. We control that. Like, guys, our whole universe is up in here in these streets.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You don't put your happiness in someone else's hands. You don't put your sadness in someone else's hands. That belongs to you.
Right.
You make that decision, and you do that by raising your awareness, by raising your consciousness.
Yes. And you don't have to be conscious to raise you don't have to raise your consciousness in order to choose to be joyful. You can be joyful right now in this moment. It's all a choice.
It's a choice. You choose. You do the choosing. And I tell you what, when you're joyful, when you're happy, you're in better vibrations and things that's easier for you to manifest, to actually live the life that you want to live. If you're trying to grow, and then that growth that you're looking for, you think that's going to find you happiness, it's actually the other way around.
Right. Right.
Other way around.
Whew. Boy, oh boy. Let's see.
Somebody said I am dyslexic, so I am right brain dominant, but I do not
let the dyslexia stop. Hey, go ahead.
You better.
See, man,
That's what I'm talking about.
Take a page from Charlene's book right there, boy.
Charlie, you better. You better. And
Yes.
you know what? I don't even see. I'm a little cray-cray because I don't even believe in all them labels that they be trying to put on people with this whole dyslexic and I don't even do that.
No.
Because you whatever you put, I am the two most powerful words in the spelling, in the spells that they I am. So whatever you put behind I am, that is what your brain is gonna have you do. Because remember, the brain is the whole purpose of the brain is to serve you. It's gonna do what it thinks that you want it to do.
Right.
So whatever you condition yourself to formulate, that's what you're gonna get. So I am. Just be very mindful of what you put. I am that I am. Okay, we are co-creators.
Yes.
So watch what you put behind I am. Don't fall for that. How you
fall
say
for the banana in the tailpipe.
The banana in the tailpipe. Don't fall for that.
And you know what? That also shows one other thing. This is another form of raising your consciousness, because yes, some people do have some learning disabilities, but there are a lot of people that have learning disabilities that are millionaires, that are scholars in college, because somebody understood, but that they can't learn the same way everybody else does.
Exactly. Look at that man in the wheelchair that invented everything. What's his name, baby?
Stephen Hawking. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you think about it, if you have to change up for certain people, what makes you think that all of that applies to every person?
Speak on it.
It doesn't.
Speak on it.
This is, once again, raising your consciousness. This is being aware of not just spiritual stuff.
Exactly.
Because if you're just focused just on the spiritual, you're missing the boat.
Missing the whole boat, guys. It's gonna leave you like the boat in my dreams left me. Left me.
That boat did leave.
That boat left. I woke up crying like, where the boat went to? Don't let that happen to you.
Yeah, she actually had this dream where she was doing something and she was supposed to be somewhere. They told her to come. She didn't come. The boat left.
Left, boy. I'm like, what? They said,
went to
that's
school where people were blind but could tune pianos because they had the gift to hear. See,
see that? Special.
Yeah, we're all unique, and it's time to embrace our uniqueness.
Yes.
And once you embrace your uniqueness, you can that also raises your consciousness and raises your vibration. Come on, y'all.
Come on now. Let's get with it. Let's all embrace our fingerprints today. You are beautiful. Your fingerprint is unique. You are unique. You are beautiful in your own way. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. And remember that it is a privilege of nature of every experience. Keep that in your hands. All of your experiences, you decide how you feel about it. Not nobody else. You decide how you feel about your experience.
Yes.
Take it back. It's time to take stuff back.
Slow motion to the left.
Slow motion. Rob gonna get us one. He gonna get us one day.
Oh boy.
But yeah, guys, this is all about raising your consciousness. We wanted to do this video. We wanted to do this live so that everybody could understand that we are all conscious beings. As long as you got your eyes open, you got this avatar, you got a soul and a spirit going on. Okay, you firing off molecules and stuff. You got synapse snapping and stuff. You are conscious.
And just because you're more conscious than somebody else doesn't make you better than them. You know, in some way, I wish I could be able to do that because I can't roll my neck like that. But it's like so awesome. Now this is for our sisters because
it don't make you better. I'm gonna do it for you, baby. I'm doing it for him. It don't make you better. We are all here on a journey. We just on different paths of our journey. Nobody's better. Nobody's lesser. Nobody's smarter. Nobody's wiser. I mean, come on.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if you was given the same tools Jim was given, you probably, come on now, you would have did the same as Jim. We all got different tools in our toolboxes. Oh
boy. Well, y'all, we hope this information has been helpful. This one's probably a short one, but it's some deep information. Definitely go back and take a look at this video, take some notes, because there's probably some gems that were dropped in here that you may have missed. And for those of you all, once again, who are going to our webinar for our shadow work, where we're going to be diving
so deep, guys. If you're on this live right now, because we got 33 people here, we got 13 likes. Thank you for the thumbs up.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for the donation once again. But if you're on this live and you feel like you need some help doing some shadow work,
and somebody just commented about some inner work.
Wow. You see this? We can't make this stuff up. We can't.
Yeah, if y'all need help, once again, September the 1st, it's going to be on a Sunday. It's going to be in the afternoon around 12. And the link is in the description so that you can sign up. Right now, the spots are limited. We only open it up to 30 people right now. 3 of them are already gone. So you definitely want to join in on that. It's $44. And I'm actually working on some workbooks or like worksheets to go along with this, because there's gonna be a lot of note taking, and we're gonna be diving deep, y'all. It's not no play.
No, you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to revisit the past, and we're gonna find out where these blockages are coming from, and we're gonna get you on the right path.
Yes.
You know, that's what we're here. We're doing our twin flame journey, and we're doing this full time. You know, this is what we do. Because I always say this, when one person heals, the collective heals. Like, it's really no separation.
It's a ripple effect.
This whole thing about separation and my God and your God and, you know, all of this stuff. And come on, guys, we are all breathing the same breath, the spirit. Look at that. Don't you? Okay, let me see you stop doing that for 5 minutes. I'm waiting. What's going to happen? You're going to pass out.
Hold on, baby. This just hit me. Okay, so when one person heals, it helps somebody else, right? It's like, once again, when you drop a pebble in the water and it ripples out. Now, if that doesn't show you proof that we're all connected, how can a petal drop into the water and it ripples out and touches everything else?
You see that? We're all connected. We all.
You took the words out my mouth.
Come on now. We are all connected, guys. When one of us heal, the collective, it's like the collective gets stronger. Y'all not noticing? Like, people are getting better. People are getting...
Charlene, for example, she said we've been her mentor for the past couple of months.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Look.
I'm telling...
Look, man.
I mean, y'all go back and look at our Instagram for some of the reviews for people that's been following us and people that's been having sessions. They have been transformed.
Exactly.
Now, for those who have already signed up for the webinar, big shout out to you, because that shows your strength. And that shows not so much your humbleness, because humbleness is a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother word. We're going to do a video on humbleness.
But that shows how much you value your time and your energy. That's
and you know what I've noticed, because we did sessions we've been doing this for over a year now, and what I've noticed, baby, I don't know if you've noticed this along the when we did our sessions. But it seems like the people that like do sessions with us, they really, it's like they just want that confirmation.
Yeah.
It's like they are already like doing their work. They're already on the path, but it's just more of like of a confirmation.
Right. Yeah, there have been, I would say there are more people who are actually doing it right when we have sessions with them versus the people who really need some guidance. So, and that goes back to trusting it in yourself.
Yes.
Because, you know, there's so much work that you can do and you don't have to pay anybody else.
You really don't. You really don't. I mean...
And you know, that may sound crazy from us because we're here promoting a webinar, which you have to pay for.
That's cool, but at the end of the day, you know, when you go, like if you have a teacher, right? Let's say you got a teacher, and the teacher is supposed to be teaching you how to empower your own self, right? But you got to keep going back to this teacher every week. How are you getting self-empowerment if you got to keep going back to the teacher every week? That's giving somebody fish.
That's being dependent.
Right.
Not independent.
Right. You giving them fish. How about teach them how to fish? So that's what we're trying to do. Like from what we've learned on our journey. And we're not claiming to know everything because no one knows everything. As a matter of fact, guys, we got 37 people on this live right now. As a matter of fact, the way that we really should navigate this realm of reality is like if we don't know a goddamn thing. Because we don't. We really don't. In the moment that you get on your horse and you start riding, I know everything. I know it all. Like you, that's it. You done. You finished. Finish him. Like you done. You have to navigate this realm of reality like you're in a dark room and there is no light and you are stepping with caution. Learn as you go. You know, always have a mind, like always be a student, a willingness to learn, right?
Yes. And to Just Lovely, if you look in the description, there is a link to book the sessions. And after this video, I'm going to post a direct link to the class. But if you post on that link that's in the description, it'll take you to our booking site. And at the very bottom of that booking site, there's the one for the shadow work webinar. That's where you can sign up and claim your spot before the other ones are taken away.
Right, because we only have a few spots available. But we're going to be doing it on the 1st and the 15th of every month.
Yeah.
But this one is specifically because we've noticed that there is a need for this particular webinar as far as, you know, clearing blockages. It's so much more fulfilling. Your life it's lighter once you can figure out what your blockages are and you can just move past it, you know? And that's what we're hoping to do.
Yeah. Yep. So that link is in the description after this video is posted. I will post the direct link to that webinar.
Yes. Somebody just said something so important. You don't really need to meditate to do that. Spending time in nature or going on a hike is the same thing. It is the same thing as meditation because it puts you in the present moment. So when you're riding a bike, when you're in nature, it actually puts you in the present moment. And that's what meditation does. It brings you to the present moment. Yes, that is so true. I love it. Thank you so much for that information and for sharing that.
I don't know if it's the motivator or the people on this live, but I'm like, I got chills going back all the way down here. This all. Woo. All right. So yeah, but y'all, we're about to head on out because you know we gotta get up early in the morning. People gotta go to practice.
Got a long day.
Yeah, so we're about to get in it, but we thank y'all so much. Once again, thank you so much for the donation.
Yes, thank you guys.
We thank you for all the love. We thank you for all of the strong people that are signing up for this webinar because it takes a strong person to do some really hard
inner work because it's not always easy to go in and do work. It's not pleasant. It's not always pleasant. So, you know, shout out to people who are working on themselves, who are taking themselves seriously, who's doing their meditation, who's going into nature, who's grounding themselves, who's not afraid of their shadow self, you know, who's not afraid of their higher self. And for those of you who are, it's okay.
Yeah,
it is okay.
It's no, and that's one thing I forgot to say. No judgment.
No judgment.
Because if you're afraid, that's totally valid. But we want to help you move past that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, much love and light to everyone. And again, thank you so much for joining us and for putting up with our quirkiness. Because we quirky.
Yeah.
Say, I'm so proud of you guys for doing this full time. Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
Hey,
it was a hard decision.
Yeah, and that's a part of opening your third eye, because once you open your third eye, you realize that we're here to really help each other.
Exactly.
And we can't, to be honest, we can't do that with a 9 to 5.
You really can't. You can't.
So, big ups to everybody who supports us on this journey, who supports us with either your time,
whatever,
with
your love,
donations,
your
or
donation, whatever
sessions,
it is, your energy,
buying T-shirts, buying pendants,
whatever.
We thank you,
and we appreciate you, and we love you.
Yes. So, all right, we're gonna be on here all day talking loving y'all. So we love y'all.
Love you guys. Don't forget
Peace
to
out.
follow us on Instagram, twinflame_unite. Peace.